Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Jereme from NintenDomain Podcast, and I am here to give new life to this old Super Nintendo controller of mine. So, look at this bad boy right here. Bet you could fit a lot of Super Nintendo in there. Well, I did. I played it a lot. This controller, I'm pretty sure, came from my childhood. Like, I think I owned this controller as a kid, and it's disgusting, frankly. It's a very gross controller, but this controller has been dead for years. If I remember correctly, I think it's the left trigger. It doesn't really work that well. In fact, I don't think it works at all. And then the start button doesn't work. So there's certain games you can't play at all. You can't play Star Fox, for instance, because you can't do a barrel roll. Sorry, you can't do a barrel roll. And, yeah. Anyway, no barrel rolls with this thing as of now, but hey, I've got good news. What's that good news, you ask? Well, I'm going to share it with you right now. Alright, everyone, well, I'm going to have to apologize if my camera angle is really bad here. I'm using a try-one, as they say. Yeah, you can see what this box is. Okay, so this is my 8-bit Do controller mod that I bought recently. Now with this thing, I can actually take the guts out of that nasty old Super Nintendo controller we just saw and replace it with the guts of a nice wireless Bluetooth controller. So here we are, kind of unboxing it. I already unlocked the box earlier. Let's see. Got a good look at what's inside the box here. This is a little tiny thing. It's not much. It's not very big at all. It might be 5 inches across, maybe 3 inches deep, or an inch deep, 3 inches long. Hey, what's up, Poochie? But it comes with everything you need to replace the guts in your Super Nintendo, your original Super Nintendo controller. So let's get a closer look at this label here, if we can see that. Look at that. 8bitdo.com. That's a cool little label. I'm going to try my best to preserve that, because I want to stick that on something later. Alright, so basically in the box we've got the instructions here. They seem pretty not complicated, rather. This is like almost some IKEA stuff here. Apparently you take out the 5 screws in the back, then you get the original PCB out and you put it in the anti-static bag. Okay, so I guess it's telling you, hey, here's the deal. Get the 8-bit Do PCB out, then put the original in that bag because you want to protect it. See, this is something I said before, whatever, on the podcast and in other conversation throughout life, since I saw this thing and since I committed to buying it. You can always put this stuff back in again. And I do remember this in particular back in the day when I would take apart the controller. You would have to thread it through that little spot there. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just install this thing. So let's get this box out of the way. But if you look inside this bag, you do have an anti-static bag with the 8-bit Do. This could be more complicated than I'm thinking. Maybe I'll have to re-up the memory here in a little bit. But that's the anti-static bag, and I think it's really cool that it comes with the screwdriver you need, which is just a small Phillips head. I don't think it's no, it's definitely not any sort of specific game bit. And then you also have this, which I presume is what you need to charge the controller. I don't think it has a micro USB port on it. It's just going to have this little space here where, I don't know. We'll find out later. Then here's the PCB, the actual PCB. It's beautiful. Very simple looking. I don't mean that in a derogatory way. It's just that it doesn't have a whole lot of printing on it. It seems like it's very bare bones in its functionality. So without doubt, these are the R&L buttons here. And then here's the D-pad. And my cat's over here trying to grab stuff. And then here's the 4 face buttons, and start and select over here, or whatever. It looks like this is going to... Okay. So this must be the plug where that is going to go. What do you think? Seems like that fits there. So yeah, so this is going to be at the top where the cord used to be. And it's going to take this cord specifically to charge the device, so I have to make sure I hold on to this. But let's open up this old Super Nintendo controller, first and foremost, and get that crap out of there. This is the one I've used for many, many years. Recently I bought one from Disc Replay, and it doesn't have this loose button here. This right button just feels kind of loose. This one, and it always has, but it works fine. But I want to fix that, and so I'm going to open her up with the included screwdriver. Hopefully you can see that here, the included screwdriver. And I've got 5 screws, so I think I got this. I did. Should pop right off. It does. My screws are still in there. I'm going to go ahead and hold them just in case I have to reuse them. I'm really hoping they included new screws, because these are gross. But there you go. There's the inside of a Super Nintendo controller. Not a whole lot to see here, right? It's pretty gross in there. Oh man. I think I just take it all out. And there's that little bend I talked about earlier. It should just come right off. Oh man, this is embarrassing how gross it is inside this controller. Oh my god, that's disgusting. I'm gonna go clean this and I will be back. Just because I feel kind of guilty for cutting away so quick, I do want you to see how dirty the inside of this controller was. This thing has not been opened since 1991 as far as I can tell, so 27 years, and it looks real gross on the inside. The manual called for me to put this thing back into the plastic, or yeah, the anti-static bag. I don't know if I will. I mean, I will keep it in a plastic bag somewhere safe, but it's probably pretty gross. And, you know, there's no reason to clean it until I really feel compelled. Oh, it's so gross. So I really feel compelled to put it back to its classic state. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. I've got paper towels, I've got rubbing alcohol, I've got cotton swabs, and I've got good old red stripe. So I'm going to clean this and I will come back and we'll actually start the next step. Alright, so anyway, I cleaned this thing off. It doesn't look perfect. It's pretty stained up, but use lots of rubbing alcohol, use lots and lots of paper towels and Q-tips. Sorry, Mother Earth. I'm part of the problem, but man, that thing was disgusting. That was many years of neglect to this poor controller. But I still have these 5 screws. Yeah, so here's the bottom part. You can see where these weird like plastic inlays. Here's the top part. That looked so gross before. It still looks pretty gross, but I got a lot of that junk off. Cleaning out the inside of the buttons here was actually kind of the grossest part. But anyway, we've got the shell. Then I also cleaned all the buttons. So, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put all the buttons back into it, because I think I'm supposed to do that anyway. Here's the D-pad. The D-pad was really gross. It's still pretty gross, but let's put it back in there. This right here is the XYAB thing. It only fits in one way, as you can see. Well, it might fit both ways, but I'm not supposed to do this yet, and I'm not supposed to do... What I'm supposed to do is put these buttons in first. Okay, so if you look, it actually says some colors on here, which I never knew before. Lavender, green, yellow, purple, red, I don't know. Those all mean things, but there's not that many colors of buttons. This is the same way it works in the Game Boy Advance. There's really only one way each button can fit, so it's gonna basically just be like, alright, does this go here? No. Here's my reference controller. Let's see. It's gonna be lavender at the top and dark purple at the bottom. Or as it says in here, green. Man, I'm so confused. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. So the top is actually north and east. I think I got this. All right, they sunk down in there. That's good. So let's move on to the next part. We put these back in. That's the start and select buttons. They went back to their home where they belong. We'll put this back where it belongs. This is the D-pad. Now, this goes over here. Yep. That's right. It's got to line up like this. Then we do the same thing with this side. It's actually kind of... That's got to be it. I guess that doesn't solve the problem of the limp button, because that's based on this thing having the rip in it, I do believe. But I think I've got this back to where it's supposed to be, so let's put in the new PCB. So here we go, we're going to put the new board in it. Here's my board. It's going to go right in there. So let's open her up. It's all just this right here. This is the whole deal. There's the battery. And I've already got it facing the right way, obviously, because these little dots need to meet these, I don't know if they're magnets or what, but that's where they create their input. So, slide it right there. And it wasn't really that easy. No, I need to... Alright, I think we got this finally. Everything's fitting flush. Buttons are poking out the front, which is always a good sign. And the little tippity toppers on the top. This right here I'm really kind of concerned with, but I think it's going to just go in there. So let's see. This should just clip right in, which it did. My buttons are working. Are all my buttons working? They are all working. And there's a blue light. Oh my gosh. Let's put all the screws back in. They definitely didn't give me new screws, which I hope they did, but oh well. At least it's all gonna be OG stuff that I used to use when I played. Alright, here we go. Man, I didn't know there was going to be a light in it. That's so cool. Look at that. That's my old Super Nintendo controller. And how it's got new life as a Bluetooth controller. That's so cool. Well, I'm going to do a little video of it working to prove that it works, but as you can see, it's got a blue light, so something's happening there. Alright, well now I've got this thing assembled. I'm still so blown away by this being my original controller. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to Alright, so I need to press start and Y on the controller. So first off, let's turn on the switch. I apologize for my dirty ass TV screen, rather. I apologize for my dirty ass TV screen, but let's get our switch going with the Pro controller. We're gonna go down to controllers. Just be ready to pair new controllers here in a second. So for the switch, all I really need to do is press start and Y on the controller. Wait for the LED to blink 4 times per cycle. So let's do that. Y and start. Holding it down. Yep, it's doing the 4 times per cycle like it said it would. Alright, press and hold select for 3 seconds to enter pairing mode. LED will blink rapidly. There it goes. Alright, now I go to my Switch homepage, click on controllers, I'm there. Then click on change grip order. I'll wait for it to sync up. It did. So now I think it's just connected. All right. Okay. Oh, I think. Yeah. So let's go home. So I think it works now. It does. Oh my gosh. Playing it with my original Super Nintendo controller. Playing with Jer with my original controller, or my original Super Nintendo controller. Let's do this. Playing the original Sky Skipper, the unreleased. Playing it with the Super Nintendo controller. Oh man, this is crazy. It works though. It works so dang good. Oh, this is so cool. Feels so good with the Super Nintendo controller. It's so familiar in my hands. It's the original buttons and the original, like, spring action making it work. Well, anyway, hey, you saw me play with it a little bit. What'd you think? Alright, the final thing I wanted to do was make sure I could connect this bad boy right here to my SNES Classic. I tried doing it once before and I couldn't get it to work, but it's using this retro receiver that I believe I got on Prime Day 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I can't remember, but it was cheap. I think it was $11 or $12 at the time. So anyway, I need to plug this in there. Let's see, how do we do this? For retro receiver, we're going to press start and B on the controller, get it to blink once per cycle. Right, so I got it just connected first. So we do that by lifting up this front panel here. It's kind of weird. You gotta kind of lift up and then pull it down. Put that receiver in there. Turn the console on. I've been trying to get my wireless controllers to work with the SNES Classic for a while now, and I think I might have finally figured it out. So let's find out if I did, right? That'd be cool if I did. So I'm going to hold start and B to turn on the controller, hold them down, so I get 1 beat per cycle. Alright, got that going. And then I press both pair button on the adapter and select on the controller to sync them. Let's do that. Alright! Okay, cool. Well, here we go. Look at this. It's working. So, yeah, there you have it. It's an original SNES controller that I took apart. Really had to do some cleaning on it, and there's that little sticker that was on the back. It was sealing the bag that had all the stuff in it together. But yeah, this could still use a little bit of a clean, maybe some new screws, but, you know, whatever. It's what it is. It works. So how about what's something I can't really play anything one-handed? I did that with Sky Skipper yesterday, and that was... Oh, you know what? I know what I did. I used my try one, but... Oh, well, this is good enough for now. I'm going to try it with Star Fox. That'll be the game I try it with to make sure it works well. But hey, if you like this video, thanks for watching. Please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Would I recommend this kit for 20 bucks? Heck yeah, I would. And if you feel bad about tearing apart an SNES controller, because, you know, there's a limited amount of them out there, they're not being made anymore, that's okay to feel that way. You can buy something like this. This is an old USB controller I bought. That's like an SNES controller. I use it for emulators on my computer. I'm pretty sure you could put the shell inside of this thing too, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, have a great night, and give 8-Bit Do a chance.